The passive ability Surprise Attack makes you think that you can go ahead and get a few hits in before the other party even gets a chance to attack. But although that could happen when a character or a creature uses Surprise Attack, it's not a guarantee like it is in some other tabletop role-playing games. The fight still proceeds in initiative order. The surprising creature will just have some advantages, mainly making the attack flat-footed or off guard in the new remaster wording. If you are the victim of a surprise attack or are doing one yourself, where everyone appears in the initiative order really does matter. My name is Don, and I'm trying to be the theSlyStrategist, and let's go ahead and get into it. So, the actual surprise attack entry reads, you spring into combat faster than foes can react. On the first round of combat, if you roll Deception or Stealth for initiative, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to you. And that is kind of like the big thing, is that the creatures that haven't acted, in other words, they are below you on the initiative order. Now, the Gamemastery guide also has a section on surprise attacks, but it really seems more towards resting and if the players were flaunting their wealth. So what about roadside bandits? Maybe there's travelers that are being waylaid in the night, or a group of thieves or cutthroats waiting for someone at the docks to come by. Well, surprise attack only makes opponents to you flat-footed or off guard, provided that they do not go above you in the initiative order. If you do go in front of a creature that is trying to surprise attack you, or maybe the creatures that you're attacking will go ahead of you, you may not be able to attack as they are probably undetected to you, but you can always perform a seek action. Maybe the situation just doesn't feel right, or maybe you're just worried. But if the seek action succeeds, you can take that creature from undetected to hidden by pointing it out to your party members. Now, in a surprise attack round, here are the things that could happen on the initiative roll. If the surprising creature's initiative stealth roll meets or beats the party's initiative rolls, and these initiative rolls, might also be stealth checks if some of them were avoiding notice during exploration, although that's not particularly important because it's more about the order of initiative. Then the creature begins the encounter totally unnoticed by the party, and that is unnoticed the actual trait. If the creature's initiative meets or beats the party's perception DCs, but some of the party beat the creature's initiative check, then the creature is undetected by only those specific party members that beat the stealth roll and is no longer unnoticed. Now, if the creature's initiative is less than the party's perception DCs, then the party knows exactly where the creature is and everything works just like it would in any other combat, and the surprise attack totally fails. Now, one other thing that could happen is the creature could also move to a different location while staying unnoticed if they were unnoticed to the entire party using the avoid notice exploration activity. This doesn't require entering an encounter, though failing the stealth check would likely be the start of an encounter using this roll as the creature's initiative check. Now, what I'd like to do is go ahead and go through a little playthrough of the first round of a surprise attack with a 5th level burglar against our 3rd level party. So combat is about to begin, but I do want to highlight what we're actually looking for. There's our burglar, very specifically a 5th level creature with the elite template. But we are going to be working with on here is we're going to be showing how surprise attack would work. So the surprise attack on the first round of combat, if the burglar rolls deception or stealth for initiative, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to them. So I'm going to go ahead and have our burglar roll for stealth for initiative. And he goes ahead and gets a 20. We'll highlight our group and have them roll for initiative as well. And we have Ira, Crag, and Anseol are lower than the burglar, but Emily is ahead. So what I want to highlight here is to bring up character. Surprise attack once again on the first round of combat. If a burglar rolls deception or stealth, which he did, creatures that haven't acted are flat-footed to him. So at the moment, Crag, Ira, and Anseol are going to be flat-footed. However, Emily is not. Now, because Emily goes first in the encounter, we will go ahead and begin. What I'm going to do is have Emily might have seen something, might have heard something out of the corner of her eye, and I want them to perform a seek action. So we'll go ahead and perform the seek action. The seek action, we can use a 30-foot cone or a 15-foot burst. We're going to go ahead and use the 30-foot cone. Now you can go ahead and hit Control on the scroll wheel in order to move that cone, but we'll place it here. And we're going to go ahead and highlight Emily again and go ahead and roll a secret perception check for the GM. That is a 17. So the stealth modifier for the burglar is 14, and the stealth DC would be 24. However, if Emily would have beaten it, a 24 or higher, let's show what Emily could have done. She could have done a point out and maybe move the creature from undetected to hidden. On undetected, they would have to pick a square and attempt an attack, whereas hidden, they would not have to. They would know the space that the creature was in, but couldn't tell precisely where they were, even though the roll might be the same. But that's not the case. So since Emily did not succeed, we can go ahead and remove the cone. And that is going to be the end of her turn because she didn't see anything, so she doesn't really know what's going on. It is now the burglar's turn to go. We're going to go ahead and have the burglar move so that they can see the party. And it's going to target Crag, who is flat-footed against him. That's the first action. The second action is going to be the composite short bow with a ranged attack. It's going to go ahead and roll, and it's going to hit by 5. If you go ahead and look, there's that flat-footed condition. And a roll for damage, it is going to be 18 points of damage. So we'll go ahead and highlight Crag, and we'll apply that damage. Now it's time for the next action. And the next action that the burglar is going to do, simply because if you go ahead and look at the range composite short bow, it has a reload of 0. Since it has a reload of 0, he can go ahead and shoot immediately. So he's going to go ahead and perform a second attack at map -5. We'll go ahead and roll, and he does a critical hit. Notice it was 25. If it wasn't for the flat-footed condition, it would have just been a normal hit and not a critical hit, but it is now a critical hit. So we'll go ahead and roll for damage. That damage is going to be 24 points of damage, so we'll go ahead and highlight Crag and apply that damage. And Crag is not doing very well at all. Now, I hope you did enjoy kind of the beginning explanation as well as the playthrough of the first round of a surprise attack. It is something that has a little bit of nuance to it. It's not that incredibly complicated, but it does work different than most other tabletop role-playing games, and it really helps to have a good example. Now, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, or hit that notification bell as we go ahead and have more videos coming out. But regardless of what you do, I hope you have a great day and happy adventuring. Thanks.